Hey, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, this is Brandon talking to you a little bit about phones and gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I think the creation of the smartphone or the modern day smartphone was one of the greatest inventions of our time. The iPhone definitely revolutionized everything. By the way, my favorite iPhone is still the iPhone 3GS because it introduced me to the whole smartphone thing. Oh my god, I can play games. I can I can I can I can browse the web. Oh my god, all in the palm of my hand. Ah! Anyway, so that's it. Yeah, so um my first cell phone plan was with a company you may have heard of called US Cellular. They are the one of the cell phone companies, um, and I don't think you hear a lot from them. They just happen to be a cell phone company, and they just happen to But I signed up for US Cellular because me and my mom, we she would usually take us to like the store, no, not the store, like this a phone store. She would usually take us to a phone store because she was like she wanted to look at phones, and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna look at phones. And so, I mean, originally, actually, for the iPhone 3GS, she signed up on her plan, and then I guess she canceled the plan at some point, which is fucking dumb. Now she can't get an AT&T phone probably because they probably have singled her out as, oh yeah, this woman doesn't pay her bills. I make sure she pays my bills. Okay. And by my bills, I mean like my Verizon bill that she happens to have a line on. So she has a line on that Verizon plan, and I make sure she pays it. I'm like, listen, you got to pay something, man. I'm not going to deal with. I mean, there was 1 month that I just paid outright for her portion. I literally paid like 200 something fucking dollars for both my line and her line. And I was like, this is ridiculous, man. You gotta pay your way, man. You gotta pay your way. And but the first phone company I had a plan under, and it was under my name. It was US Cellular, and I'm pretty sure once my mom canceled the plan because she was like, "Oh, I can't afford it." Actually, no, she didn't cancel the plan. You know what happened? You know what fucking happened? I went to the US Cellular store and I'm like, "Listen, I will not be charged every like so many fees per month. So you better cancel this fucking plan outright if she's not gonna pay it. Cause fuck this, I'm not being left with a bill." And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll cancel it outright. And that's, I mean, I had to do that because I was a broke bitch. We didn't, you know, we didn't make a lot of money, and didn't make a lot of money, and and I think I'm pretty sure I did not even have a job at the time. Maybe I did, but I kept the Samsung ATIV Odyssey that I had paid for. I had paid for that phone, and I used it for the better part of another year until I had decided, until it finally just gave up on me. The phone literally crapped out, and I was like, fuck. So, overall, this is one of the reasons why I try to upgrade every couple of years so I don't have to deal with the phone crapping out on me and then being stuck with no phone. Oh my god, I don't have a phone. Anyway, so I did that. I paid for, you know, I haven't even made a, I didn't even make a fucking payment on that fucking US Cellular bill, because I was like, I can't afford that, you know. And at the time, I couldn't afford that, you know. It's $2,500 fucking dollars, man. It's 200,000, 205,000. No, $2,500. Maybe it's 3,000. More closer to 3,000. I don't know, but the phone bill, the bill was very expensive. Is what I'm trying to say, and it was unpayable because I couldn't afford it. So after that, you know, it was sometime around, I think it was 2018. No, okay, so 2017. Okay, a little bit of backstory here, before I get into the next carrier I decided to go with. I mean, the next carrier I went with after that was Net 10, but see, the thing is, I didn't actually purchase a phone directly from Net 10. Instead, what I did was I bought a phone at Best Buy, because I do that sometimes. I buy a phone from Best Buy. I bought the Samsung Galaxy S7 when it was brand new, $500. Oh my god! And by the way, that's a fantastic phone. That's probably the best phone Samsung has ever made, aside from the Galaxy Note 9. But anyway, yeah. So best phone by and large, Samsung Galaxy S7. It is beautiful, beautiful device, beautiful. I wish I still owned it, you know, but maybe I'll buy another one, you know, because they're pretty cheap on eBay right now, brand new. So maybe I'll just buy another one and be like, hey, do an unboxing, quick little unboxing, you know, and people will like it, you know. And anyway, so I went with Net 10. One of the things was I'm gonna do a prepaid carrier, so I don't have really expensive plans. And I did. What I did was I used Net. I think it was Net 10. Yeah, they're owned by TracFone, and actually TracFone is actually owned by Verizon now, my current carrier. Would you believe that? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Verizon owns TracFone now. It's weird. It's weird, man. It's I think they bought them in 2021. I was like, what the fuck? You're never seeing a T-Mobile or AT&T like SIM card from TracFone ever again. You know, with that GSM service, you're never seeing it. It's just gonna be Verizon now. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. Anyway, so essentially what ended up happening was, you know, year and a half goes by, maybe almost 2 years. You know, I bought it like early 2017, like around January or February or whatever, and I was like, you know, I was basically I kind of want to get a new phone, but I don't want to pay these outrageous prices. And I looked around, you know, for carriers. So we went to the mall, where if any of you have ever been to the main mall, okay, beautiful place, main mall. I used to work at a store there, by the way. Yeah, so main mall. We went to the main mall, and there's at least 5 different phone stores in the fucking main mall. It's fucking weird, man. They have like at least a couple of phone stores. Plus, you could buy phones from any of the retail stores there, aside from the carrier branded stores. So really, you could buy a phone from most stores from the main mall, and it's fucking weird, man. Anyway, I was looking around. Because I'd been doing research on the next Galaxy model. I was like, what would be a really good Galaxy model, you know, to get? Because the Samsung Galaxy is pretty good, and I still think it's pretty good. And I would love to get a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, but I'm not sure if I will. It's fucking weird, man. It's just like a few phones I want to try out, and I can only afford one more, and that's ridiculous. Anyway, so what basically happened was there was this little kiosk. And when I say kiosk, I mean like a little desk that circles around. You know it. You've seen it. It's like a store but it's like it has like a big like circle sort of thing, and it wasn't in technically in one of the mall like actual stores. It wasn't, you know, when you go to a mall, you walk into the store, but this one was directly in the center of the mall itself, so it was like on the floor outside of all the stores, you know. It was weird. Anyway, it was a Sprint, and Sprint. I was like, okay, what kind of phones do you guys have, that I would be able to get? Okay. I would love to get a new phone. You know, I would love to get the Galaxy Note 9 or actually I think I said the Note 8, and they're like, oh, we don't have Note 8s, but we do have the Note 9, and I was like, okay, I'll get the Note 9. Yeah, I'll get the Note 9, and you know, I ended up signing up for a plan from Sprint, and the Note 9, you know, I got the Note 9, and I think a little bit after that, or maybe before, T-Mobile announced they were acquiring Sprint, and when I realized that they were acquiring Sprint, I was like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. When because they both use, I think they use different networks. I don't know anything about 4G, you know, versus 3G. I know 3G had CDMA and GSM networks. I don't know if I don't know. See, I don't know if any of the 4G phones can transfer. Like, for example, if you get a GSM or one from a carrier like AT&T, if you'd be able to transfer to something like Sprint, you know, something like Sprint that uses a different frequency or network or whatever. But yeah, so I decided, and I love the Note 9. The Note 9 was fucking fantastic, man. It was fucking fantastic. It really was. It was a great little fucking phone, and I loved it. But obviously, as time goes on, you know, the phone starts crapping out on you. It's not as good as the day you bought it, from what I hear, you know. And I'm like, fuck, that sucks, man. This sucks. The evolution of the smartphone, designed to get worse over time. So eventually, you know, I'd been using the phones for several months and months and months and months and months, and eventually 2 years went by, and I was like, you know, I was looking up phones, and I decided I was completely done with Galaxy. I mean, not completely done, but like I wanted something different. I wanted a different experience, so I was thinking, you know, maybe I'd go with iPhone again. You know, because there's really only two carriers uh, who actually, you know, or not carriers. There's only two types of phones people would willingly go out and buy, unless they were phone geeks or whatever. You know, most people just buy the Samsungs or the iPhones, and I was like, well, shit. Let me go see what iPhone has. And iPhone had the new iPhone SE, and granted, I did buy the iPhone SE in early 2018. You know, it was like, it was more like I bought it for just to have a second phone. You know, just a second phone that I could use. You know, and I ended up you know, paying for a prepaid plan or whatever, and eventually, you know, I stopped using it. But anyway, so iPhone SE you could buy it for $450, unlocked, and I was like, well, I could transfer it over to Sprint. I ended up not doing that. I ended up I was like, it's gonna cost me $30 fucking for a SIM card from Sprint, and I had already paid for the phone, and I had already paid for the phone. But the thing about the phone, okay, this Galaxy Note 9 was already paid off. I had in the phone, in the unlocked iPhone SE, it was a Verizon SIM card. Okay, so I could activate, and there was an option to activate the Verizon SIM card and be put on a Verizon plan. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. One day I just said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And I did that. And then I was on Verizon now, and I ended up eventually just taking my line off the plan for Sprint. And now I'm on Verizon, right? Right, that's how it goes, we go to different carriers depending on which one we agree with, at the time. But anyway, now we're coming to a point where I'm now almost done paying this phone off, this iPhone 12 mini. Okay, it's kind of similar to the Galaxy Note 9, where I just decide I'm gonna pay for a new plan, new service from a different carrier. Now we're at the point where I was on the phone with Spectrum Mobile. If you don't know, Spectrum is a now there are people who have like Comcast or Xfinity. That's what Comcast cable and TV and actually cable and TV would be technically the same thing. Anyway, their cable internet, phone service is called Xfinity. So and by phone I mean landline. Xfinity has a mobile division. They have had a mobile division since I think the last I heard about it. Xfinity Mobile has been around since a year before T-Mobile and Sprint announced that they were merging. So yeah, Spectrum, my internet provider, came up with Spectrum Mobile at some point in 2019, 2020, something. I'm not even sure when it actually fucking launched, but they've had it for a couple of years now. My point is they've had it for a couple of years now, and I got back on Spectrum. I had an account previously with Spectrum over at my old apartment, which was over in Portland, and now I have Spectrum on my new apartment, and now I'm just like, well, I mean, I'm like, look, I would like to get a home phone line set up for my home, my apartment, I would like to do that. Well, and they tell me, well, okay, we can do that. We can set up a home phone line for you. Yeah, that's no problem. I'm like, great. And they're just like, okay, so there is this one caveat though. The caveat being that in order to get the home phone line set up, I would have to pay a self-installation fee. But what they told me was, look, we can waive the fee if you get a plan with Spectrum Mobile. And I was like, how much it's fee? $20. Let's see. Yeah, and I would have to pay it right now. And they're like, yes, you would probably have to pay it right now, or when you get the line set up. So I was like, I'll get the freaking phone. And I just paid for it this morning. I just paid for a new iPhone 14 Pro Max from Spectrum Mobile. So now be aware, I have not figured out I have not figured out what I'm gonna do about the Verizon plan because I'm still paying on it. Obviously, I'm still paying on the plan. Um, I'm still on the plan, you know, and this phone's almost paid off. This iPhone 12 mini. I have not decided whether I'm going to cancel or literally just turn my line off. Or by turning my line off, I mean get a line reduced, you know, get rid of the line and just go with Spectrum Mobile. You know, I haven't decided whether I'm going to do that yet. You know, I haven't decided whether I'm going to do it yet. You know, and I may do it, I may not do it. You know, and yeah, I'm still trying to decide, man. Still trying to decide whether I'm gonna go with Spectrum Mobile completely. You know, right now on Spectrum Mobile, I'm gonna be on the by the gig plan. You know, but I do know that if I wanted to upgrade to the unlimited plan, it would just be $45 a month. So I'm still, you know, I'm still deciding. You know, do I do it? Do I not do it? You know, I haven't decided yet, but I will. I will decide that eventually when this iPhone 12 mini is paid off. But I have paid for the plan and the phone for Spectrum Mobile. So, yeah, what does this video have to do with anything? We're just talking about phones. I would like everybody, if possible, to explain your phone history and phone, like what carrier you choose to go with. There are some people who've only ever had T-Mobile, only ever had AT&T, and only ever had like Verizon, and it or had Sprint, and Sprint is now just T-Mobile. You know, it's weird, man. It's weird. There are people who have had. There's probably people who have only had U.S. Cellular. You know, and it's now at a point where it feels like every company has a mobile phone division that sells plans and mobile phones and stuff. So it's weird, man. It's weird. Anyway, see you later.